Hey, so it is time for another history lesson with our time traveling twin series. We are going to be talking about the Neolithic era today. So here we go. Whoosh! Tina and Tim have traveled back in time to 5000 BC. They are in the Neolithic era. This is known as the Stone Age. Tina and Tim start their adventure. They are standing in the center of a circle. The circle has large rocks standing upright. Tom says, "This is Stonehenge." Tina says Stonehenge was built many years ago by hand. Tina and Tim leave Stonehenge to visit a nearby farm. They find a man working in the field. He is planting seeds into the ground. Tim says this is when people started farming. The farmer's house looks like a hut. Tina says it is made of mud brick. It is a mud brick house. Many houses were built this way. Tina sees the farmer wearing unusual clothes. Tim says his clothing is made out of animal skins. People hunted animals for food and clothing during the Stone Age. Tim sees a pot next to the farmer's house. Tina says he made this pot. People made pottery out of clay during the Stone Age. It is getting dark. The farmer is about to return to his home soon. Tim and Tina leave before they are seen. Tina and Tim start running for the time machine. They get into the time machine and push the buttons. They fly away just in time. Whoosh! Tina and Tim have learned a lot from this adventure. It is time for Tina and Tim to time travel once again. Whoosh! The end. Okay, so we learned about the Neolithic era. So we are going to go back, and just like we did last time when we were talking about the beginning of the Stone Age, we're going to go look at some of these things and see them, the real life versions of things. So the very first thing place that they visited was Stonehenge. So we're going to look at pictures of the real Stonehenge. Okay, so as you can see right here on my screen, this is a structure that was made in the Stone Age by real people, just like you and me. It is standing rocks, really, really heavy and big, and they were put in a circle. You can take a virtual tour of Stonehenge if you just look it up on Google, and it'll take you and you can drag it and look at all the different stones in different places. There's another picture of Stonehenge. It is in the process of deteriorating because it is so old. Sometimes the rocks are beginning to fall over and different things. So this is a really cool place that you should check out online while it's still standing. All right. Okay, so we're going to go back and see what else. Okay, they talked about farming. So let's come up here. I'm going to type in farming in the Stone Age. Okay, so if you look in this picture here, this is what farming might have looked like in the Stone Age. So they used the fire with sticks, everything that we talked about, and they started farming. So they had these handmade tools out of rock and wood that they would use to plant the ground. And they started learning about putting the seeds in the ground, using the plants to feed the animals, and in return, the animals help provide food and clothing. Okay, the houses. Okay, so mud brick houses. Let me type in Stone Age. Might make it a little more understandable. Okay, so mud brick houses might look something sort of like this, but probably have a little more mud packed into them. But they used the resources that they could find during the Neolithic era. They had mud, they had stone, sticks, different things like that. Here's another picture of one that's a little more mud-like. Doesn't have as many stones in this one. This one's more mud. Okay. pots, clay pots. Okay, this is a picture here of a stone pot, or of a clay pot, I apologize, from the Stone Age. It looks like it has been cracked and people have placed it back together so you could see what it originally had looked like. So they would make these and use their hands to make them. And there's lots of different versions that you can see here on the screen. But these are all pottery from the Neolithic Age. Here's a good example of one that actually looks like it might have had some artwork on it, which is really cool. All right, so those are kind of the topics that were covered in our story of the Neolithic era. Remember, this is from 5000 BC, so this is a long time ago. All right, so later this week, we're going to get to talk about the next era, and so we'll wait and find out what that is later. But I really hope you've enjoyed learning more about the Stone Age. We've already gone over the prehistoric age with the dinosaurs. We went over the Stone Age, the beginning of it, which discussed mammoths. We went over the Neolithic era, which is what we have today, where we talked about the beginning stages of farming and pottery, making art and things that we need, tools with our hands. And so we're going to continue and see what comes next. I hope y'all have enjoyed learning about history. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.